Time being 7:16 on March 12th, 2025. We'll call a Commissioners meeting to order. Members present, Kyle LaBouse, and Colin Hare, and Bob Sullivan, Systems Manager. First order of business, I'd like to take a minute and recognize we had a passing of the chairman of the board, tragic accident. He was a great member of this board for many, many years, 40 years, I believe, right? And he served the town very well, served this department very well. And I'd just like to have a brief moment of silence for Bob. Rest in peace, Bob. Okay, so moving on to the agenda, we're going to pass over the minutes just to get a clarity on a couple of those, on the members and with Bob's passing, the exact procedure on that. That brings us to the Systems Manager reports.
February water report. So the flow totals from January were 6,852,100 gallons for an average of 221,035 gallons a day. We used 516 gallons of KOH, 241.5 gallons of batch KOH chlorine solution. Sampling for turbocoliform was done on the 11th. All the results were good. System repairs, we have a water main break and a hydrant T at 28 Main Street. The line was pretty deep, made for a difficult job. It was one of those where we dig down 2 or 3 feet and hit another road.
Yeah, there's a few of those in town.
The ones where we start yelling at Buff already.
Yeah.
Once it was like 6 degrees out. Then there was a 69 Southwest Main. There was a private service line leak, private side, was repaired by the resident. Monthly tank inspections, pH calibration of the 3 pump stations. We didn't replace any meters and we didn't do any final reads.
Wow, no final reads.
Yeah. And, 1 new connection at North Village. We did the meter reading. So we got the meter reading and the billing out. The primary vacuum prime system had a leak investigation he was doing. And we did snow plowing for 2 to 3 events. We ordered a second diaphragm pump. Got all the parts and serviced the existing diaphragm pump. That's it for the water report. Any questions on that?
Diaphragm pump for?
It's for the when we have the water leaks. I'll try to keep up with the water while we're doing the excavation and repair. That was one of the downfalls on that last leak. Had an issue with that pump and couldn't get it going enough to keep up with the leak. So.
Okay.
For the monthly sewer report, for the month of February, we had 2.56 inches of rain, 4,089,240 gallons of flow, for an average of 146,045 gallons per day. Synagro hauled off 104,400 gallons. We wasted 174,180 gallons for an average of 6,221 gallons a day. Used 805 gallons of alum, 0 gallons of sodium hydroxide, 336 kilowatt hours of electricity, and the river average was 8.348 cubic feet per second. Fairly basic average temperatures for February, and we're awaiting the annual laboratory equipment calibration proposal.
Okay. Okay. Anything else on the reports?
No, I'm pretty good.
All right. Next we we have the review office assistant ratings and possible vote. So Bob, for the eyes of transparency, Bob, could you walk us through the process
Yeah, so
that went along with that?
I want to say we got probably 12 applicants. Kind of reviewed all the resumes. There were some that really didn't fit the position, so we narrowed it down to 6 applicants to do interviews with. Because of the large amount of applications and interviews we were doing, we formed a committee to review the applicants and to conduct interviews. And that position kind of works close with multiple positions up at the town hall: the finance director, the treasurer collector, the collector. So we had some of them involved in the in the interview process, so that they could kind of get a feel for their level of what they've done for reconciliations and working with Munis, stuff like that.
Were all the people involved on all applications, the ones they did the reviews on? Was it the same people that did it?
Same. One had to leave for one of the reviews
Okay.
for a personal reason, and
Okay.
one recused himself. So, for one of the applicants.
Okay.
And then one recused himself on one of the other applicants. So it was a little off, but
Are any of those applicants in the top 2?
one is.
Okay.
So yeah, we conducted 5 out of the 6. One of the top 6 that we were gonna interview had pulled the application prior to the interview. So we ended up interviewing 5, which was the original number I think that we wanted, but with the resumes that we got in and the qualifications, it was 6 that we wanted to take a better look at. So
And there was a total of what, 12 you said?
12.
12 applicants. That's actually encouraging to see that. I mean,
Yeah,
that
it
shows
is.
that.
I wish we could get that on some of the other
Yeah.
positions.
I mean, it shows that we're actually. And I did look at some of the other towns that we're pulling from too. So
Yeah.
it shows that we're in the
Competitive.
In the
Competitive,
competitive
right.
market. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I would say, kudos to you and Matt Wojcik on that compensation plan to coming up with some good numbers to get that
Getting it within the target.
get in the entire range.
Seems like we might still be off a little on the other positions because we're having a tough time getting applicants for that. But
I think the nature of the business is with that as
if
well.
if you go online, it's every town around is looking.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's hard competition to get.
Yep.
Small pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse. So
Okay, so
So,
sounds like it
I
was
just-
pretty thoroughly vetted and everybody
Yep.
went through it well. Okay.
yep. So it was a good process. There were some good candidates. It was pretty much unanimous on the first choice, which is labeled number 1, and then we labeled number 2
Okay.
as the top 2 applicants.
So some highlights of the number 1 and to the number 2 that would separate them a little bit.
So number 1 worked in a water department before,
Okay.
so doing similar work.
Yeah.
She had some Munis experience previously.
Mhm.
Obviously, Munis has changed a lot over the years, so. But she understands how Munis works. She has an extensive resume, so.
Mhm. I did review this one, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of took that, yeah, okay.
Familiar with the town, familiar with the processes, has worked with the departments. Like I said, she had Munis experience. She has Excel experience. We use a lot of Excel for this budgeting process that we're going through now.
Mhm.
Just interviewed well. So,
Okay.
the second one, again, she very, very pleasant in the interview. that she was listed number one. This one happened to be one of the last ones that was interviewed, so it just shifted a little, but it was pretty unanimous that she was number one until this applicant came in for the interview.
Yeah.
This one was, had a stable work history. I think you had reviewed it some on that resume as well. This one had experience with Munis. She works for a town. Just pleasant, answered the questions well. Customer service oriented. Same with the first applicant. Very customer service oriented. But it just, like I said, this one was a little ahead of this one.
Right. So that would be your recommendation?
Yep, that would be my recommendation.
Do you have any thoughts on anything?
No, I mean, like you said, I think it's good that there was that many qualified candidates.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
definitely good. Yeah, number one definitely seemed to have quite a bit of highlights.
Yep. I agree. So are you ready to make a motion on that, to offer that position to the number one candidate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a motion to take number one as having an offer for the position.
Okay. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we offer the number one applicant the position, and then we'll hopefully get that wrapped up. And if not, then we'll have to go back to review the application again.
Yep.
All right, good job. Tell everybody thank you very much, and
Bob can get a break.
yeah.
I hope so. There'll be a little bit of training, but
Yeah.
And I think this applicant will work out very well. I think she's very well
That's great.
versed in a lot of different things.
yeah.
So, and she is pleasant to work with. So, okay. Okay, the budget, we're going to, we did go over it a little bit. I did discuss it a little bit with Bob. I think we were going to wait on a few more numbers to get a little more accuracy to it. So we had some hard numbers on some of the line items, and then we're going to, since time is getting of the essence of the budget, we're going to try to we're going to schedule a meeting for March 19th at 5 p.m. and then just budget only, and hopefully we can get that wrapped up at that meeting.
Budget only unless I need to add anything.
Yeah, unless something comes up, yeah. Unless we have to go back to any
Right,
applications
exactly.
for anything, yes, yep. Okay,
But on that topic, I'll just let you know because it was just got billing out.
yeah,
I ran through the numbers and it was roughly 750,000.
oh, good.
So-
That was, okay,
Just give you numbers. I know you like to have that in your head when you're thinking about all the budget numbers. So.
yeah, we definitely want to have a balanced budget. We need to know, some of the things we will need would be the revenue report,
Revenue report, but
and then,
it's a little off just based on time of year and,
Yeah.
and cycles.
and then.
But that being the winter cycle at that number is a good indication of where we stand.
Okay.
The summer number should be a little better. But I think that's probably one of our highest revenue.
This was?
Yeah. Out of the cycles of billing, this has been one of our higher ones. We added a couple customers that are starting to use water, so.
Okay. So then the, couple other things, we're gonna just have to get what that retained earnings, what our balance on the retained earning is. What the debt will be for the depot on that, on 960.
Yeah.
And then, what else do we talk about, do you remember? Oh, that's just anything that we're gonna be for breakout
Yeah,
on that
anything
budget.
large items.
outside of normal.
Outside normal,
Yeah.
big stuff there, yeah. Just break those out so we can know, and then make sure we pull out the ones that are completed and get that down so we can hopefully just wrap it up on that, so. Anything else on the budget? Future agenda items? Anything on future agenda? Think of?
Off the top of my head, no.
Okay,
Can't write the agenda, so if I think so, I'll add it.
okay, all right. Okay, so
Good like
the-
that.
Yeah. Open sessions for topics not reasonably anticipated 40 hours in advance of the meeting. Does anybody have anything on that?
No, nothing for me.
No?
Nope.
Okay. So I guess at that, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
All right. Make a motion to adjourn?
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.